Hey everybody, AJ Morris here again, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at using Canva to create an ebook. Canva can create all sorts of ebooks and other handouts and things like that that we use on a daily basis for our marketing efforts. So I've got over here, I've got a ebook I've been working on for a while. For iThemes, and I'm not going to design the whole thing, but I'll show you kind of how you can do a couple of pages, bringing in content from Google Docs. So our process looks like we write everything in Google Docs first. We can do headings and all of that in here. We can do all of our spelling, grammar checking, all of that kind of stuff. It doesn't get the design, and so in order to get design, we move it over here to Canva. Now there's not an easy way to really move everything over, so we use our headings in Google Docs as an example of where, this is the heading that we want, and we'll have to apply some changes over here in the Canva side, but let's go ahead and kind of get started here. So I always like coming back to this home and recommended for you section and then just type in what I'm looking to build. In this case, I want an ebook. It's going to find an ebook cover, and that's okay. A lot of times you'll find ebooks start out with a cover and then you just add a new page to it. So for this one, I'm kind of trying to find something that maybe has our same the same design that we've kind of been using with a lot of content we've been doing at iThemes. I also just try to find something that maybe, if it's not exactly the same, if it's somewhat the same kind of style, I can make some changes to it. So you see that they've got a lot of options for ebook covers, that you can use. Not too bad of choices. I'm going to go ahead and choose this one. Very, very simple cover. I might pull in some content or pull in at least an image of some sort for this. So we're going to go ahead and go do that. And I'm going to give it a name. So we'll just call it Gutenberg ebook. And it's all set up, right? So the title for the ebook is likely The Ultimate Guide to Gutenberg, the new WordPress block editor. All right, so we're gonna have to tweak some text here. Get rid of that for now. Maybe put this in the center right there. I want to go ahead and start changing some colors around. I'm just going to do some funky colors. Again, this is just me kind of playing with it. So I'm just doing some colors that I think kind of look well together. That's probably okay. And then black or light gray. All right, so there we go. So we've got our ebook cover going. I wanted to kind of draw some sort of attention in this area. So I'm going to look for elements and just type in, I'm going to actually type in WordPress and see if anything comes up. Of course, they've got the WordPress logo. So we could do something like this if we wanted, and we could change it to something that maybe is a bit different color. Could even put it behind it like that. Looks like they've got some paid options. You see WP Beginner right here as a paid option. I think this is Elementor. So you see that there's some options in here that you can use. There's also a ton of pro versions. You see those right there. That you can use. Here's some more free WordPress ones. Here's another one that's free. And this one does not look like, I guess you can change the color. So you can change the color around. This is probably the better of the options because it does match the brand standards of WordPress. Here's even a WP Engine logo, a couple of those options in there. Even some fancier. Here's more Elementor, and I don't know how I don't know how these come in under WordPress, but that's cool. There's still some. There's some MySQL. There's GoDaddy Pro, looks like Yoast. So you've got some options, right, that you can use. I want to go back and look up through here. Typically, there's like a people. So there's girl power, pastel ladies. I'm trying to find something that maybe I could use. I'm not seeing anything. Trying to see if Undraw comes in. Undraw is a service or a site I use that we use for iThemes. So Undraw is not in here automatically, so I might just say figures, see what I can find, or people maybe is another one. Try person and computer and see what that comes up with. So looks like probably I'm gonna have to get out of Canva to do what I want, just because I'm not seeing it. This is probably the close one, so we'll use this. We'll use this for now. We'll use this guy for now. But what I would use is I'd go over to undraw.co. This is a place that you can get a lot of different kind of graphics. This is what we use for iThemes, and we hook this into Adobe XD, and we can change all the colors of the SVG files that you can get. So if you like this, you like this conference call, but maybe you don't like this purple. You want to change out the purple, or you want to change out the gray or whatever. You can kind of customize this to your own liking. So we use Undraw. It doesn't integrate with Canva, and that's kind of an aside. I would typically use a Canva here or an Undraw icon, but I'm not going to go through that. The last thing I want to do is find, if I go to gradient, I can pull up a lot of different options, and what I'm looking for is something kind of like this. So I might plop that in, and I might put it right here and kind of make it go bigger. I'm going to make it a little bit backward, go a little bit backwards so I can use this guy at the front, and I might put it something like that. And now I've decided these triangles have got to kind of go, and I'm going to go in this direction of these kind of like paint blotches. So we'll put some of those around. I might actually grab this one. Okay, so that's a rough book cover. That's okay. So now what I'm going to do is I need to start creating an inside page. So I'm going to duplicate the cover, and I'm going to get rid of some of the icons that I know aren't going to matter. So we'll do that. We'll leave those there. I might add something like, even something like this is kind of cool, and kind of tilt it just to kind of give me a little bit more substance to my background. Don't want it to look too uniform, so that looks better. And then what I'm going to do is go to elements, and I want a shape. So I want a shape that's going to be white. And this is just a rectangle, because what I'm going to do is kind of bring this all the way up. Actually, I think I'm changing on the fly here. So I've done this a few ways. Let me actually go back. So in some cases, I might keep what you see in the background, and so I might do a page like this where you get kind of a border around the page. I might tweak it so that you can maximize the white space, something like that. I might do something like that. I'm going to leave it for this one, and then I'll show you what I would do, what I typically, I'm going to change it to. So I'm ready to start copying some text. So I'm going to copy this first section, go back over here to body of text, paste that in. Need to change some formatting here, and then drop it in. So one thing you're going to notice about this when you copy text in is you lose all your formatting, and that's kind of a bummer that you lose it. But I'll tell you, it's better to use Canva to do this in the long run than to try to use something else. I've been around the block, and Canva just seems to be the easiest. You just have to spend some time in here doing some edits. So you'll just want to look for the next paragraph. Starts with however. So you find however, get a new paragraph in this article, which is really in this ebook. So that's what it's going to look like, and then I kind of bring it in. Now I'm at the point where I might tweak the line height a little bit, just to give it some changes. I might also change from like a light to just, I actually like Open Sans, so I might do just regular Open Sans. That looks a little bit better. I might even bring this down to 12, font size of 12, kind of pull this down a little bit, and then I might add a heading. And there we go. I'm actually gonna left align that, and back into elements. I want a line. Lines are pretty normal, right? You've got all sorts of different options for lines. I'm gonna take this line though. I'm gonna give it that like blue color. Drag it up to here. Also going to change the font choice to maybe that purple. I don't know. We'll play with it. We'll likely change this around, and again, I'm just playing with this to kind of show you what I would do. So here's my first page, right? And you can see this is the kind of way I would do things. I probably would bring up this font a little bit more, so it's a little bit more prominent, something like that. Might put a logo on the front page, and then we get into the ebook. So now that we're in the ebook, I can just keep going, and maybe I keep these here, or maybe I don't. I go back into my next section, and I might just say, okay, I'm going to grab all of Gutenberg released. So make sure you're in here before you Command A to select all. Paste that in. Again, you lose the formatting, so now you're just like finding where it was. So there's where things were. I might just change this. Now I kind of need to tweak the text a little bit, get it all on one line. There we go. Might tweak even some of the little settings there. I might pull this up, do it that way. Now what I was going to say with the white background is sometimes I've found that this is distracting even on this style of a page, and so if it is, what I have typically found myself doing is doing something like that, where maybe I leave a little bit of the top and a little bit of the bottom. So you can see the two pages. So this is where you've got a border all the way around. This one's where you've got just a top and a bottom. And in either case, I can do that. Now I'll finish going through and getting all the pages in. I might add some images. Whether they're things I've uploaded that I've grabbed from the internet, grabbed from Undraw and designed those outside of Canva, or with a pro account with Canva, I think you get a little bit more elements, and so I can choose something that might fit in here a little bit better. A lot of times it's screenshots of web pages or of WordPress itself, and so those all get stuck into your uploads. I might put page numbers on it, kind of finalize it, put like a call to action page at the end. I might even put in a table of contents page too. You can easily come in here and say, okay, I want a new page. I want to move it to the second page, and then I would call it, table of contents, cover, right? And so I'm just naming the pages, and I can put my table of contents in and all that. What is awesome when you're done with this is you'll see this little number 4 down here. I now have 4 pages. You can open up the page manager, and it's going to show you, here's all your pages. So if you want, you can see them all designed out from each other. Really nice kind of visual way to see everything. Look it all over. You're not looking at text anymore. You're really looking at the design of your ebook. So you've got that as an option. Maybe you need to reorder some things. You can, reorder accordingly. And then when you're done, just click the X, and now everything's all done. Now, if this ebook is all done, we're going to pretend it all is. We're ready to download. So you're going to download as a PDF standard. You could do the print quality. It's going to give you a higher file size, a higher quality image, or PDF, excuse me. You can crop, marks, and bleed if you wanted to do that for the print. If you do that, what I would just say is to make sure that you go in here, do the show the print bleed, show print bleed, maybe even show margins, just so you're aware of what might get cut off. Like when you're in the margin here, you might want to resize your text a little bit to just be not at the end of that margin, just bring it in a little bit more. So you want to do that as well. But once you're ready, you can pick the download. I have to pay because I have that premium image. This guy at the front, we'll just remove it so I can download it. And here I am downloading the PDF, and here's that PDF, right? So I can now use this as my marketing lead nurturing or lead magnet as part of my website. So easy way to use Canva as a ebook creation tool. There's a lot of options in there to really get you up and running. And all it is taking a little bit of design work, taking some starting point and putting things in. I will show you one more way. I kind of went down the way of an ebook cover. But if you sometimes you can find find ones that actually have, if you do like a search for a book, or sometimes you have to do a search for, yeah, that one didn't work. You might just have to do ebook again. You can find some that have multiple styles. So you can see that right here. For example, this one has multiple pages. So if you use this template, it's going to give you 4 pages right in. You're creating all your image, all your text, adding that all in. It's already pre-designed. Everything's all set for you. You've got a little chapter page, and you've got a contents page. You just duplicate this, add the next content numbers that you want, next chapters, whatever. Add the next chapter pages here, right? You can change this one to 03. And then you can start to reorder, right? So you can say, hey, that's chapter 2, chapter 3 should be over here, and so forth. So that is some options that you do have. And then obviously once you're in here, maybe you don't like any of this and you just want to start over. You've already got your everything set as you already have your canvas set as an ebook. And so now you're in here in templates, and you're looking at all the different ebooks or different things that there are. Like this Bon Voyage one, for example, they've got 5 different options. And so you could say, hey, I want to apply 5 to all 5 pages. And now you've got another different, a different set of ebook options. So again, there's tons of options in Canva to create your ebooks. Take these 2 options, or these 2 kind of ways about going and creating an ebook, and make it work for you. So my name is AJ Morris. I hope you enjoyed this video, and a little bit on the longer side. I apologize, but I think there's some good content in here. Again, we're using this stuff for free just by creating an account and doing a little bit of our own prep work. So hope you enjoyed watching this video, checking it out, watching how to do ebooks in Canva, and be sure to take a look at our other tutorials on using Canva with specific use cases. Thanks.